Hello YouTube, 'tis I, RootNegativeOne, and this is, we're not gonna talk about what this is because it's been, I don't even know, what, 3 years since my last video? Okay, basically, I made Dart in stock KSP. I freaking nailed it. It's really cool. Stick around to the end of the video. I nail it right in the face. So actually, there are two parts to planetary defense. The first part is, of course, observing and cataloging asteroids. It's the same thing in Kerbal Space Program. So what I had to do first on this science playthrough was create a satellite which I would then use to detect the asteroid that I would go and slam into, basically. So what I've got here is just a very, very basic probe. It's got some solar panels, batteries, and of course that satellite. And I've stuck it on a rotating servo, just because it looks cool, no other reason apart from that. And so I'm gonna stick that in a solar orbit between Duna and Kerbin. And here's the launch. It had a minimal thrust to weight ratio. I'm very proud of this ascent, this launch. I'll just speed it up there a little bit, otherwise we'll be here forever. And so just a very standard Kerbin ascent. I sort of started going up a little bit late, to be honest, but it's fine. A little bit, you got a little toasty, just a little toast, just a little toasty. Not that, it was not that, I swear it wasn't that bad. Moving on from that, I recently had the privilege of being on the DART investigation team. So the actual DART mission organized by NASA and ESA, I was on the scientific observation team, which meant on the day of the impact, I was in Kenya with a telescope, and myself and a team trained that telescope onto Didymos during the time of the impact and right after the impact, and we were able to watch as the asteroid grew slightly brighter and then sort of ejected this cloud of dust and gas. And we got to see that with our telescopes in real time. It was probably the most incredible experience of my life so far. And so that's why this mission means a lot to me, and it's why I'm recreating it in Kerbal Space Program. So, and now that we've gotten the recent press release from NASA that it was successful and Dimorphos was redirected, then it's a really incredible collaboration with many, many people across the globe, and I'm just so honored to be a part of it. Anyway, here on your screen is the finished product, almost finished product. I'm just going to finish injecting this satellite into a Kerbal orbit, so a sun orbit, just in between Kerbin and Duna. And once that has occurred, which it has right there, bada bing, bada boom, then I can turn it on, sort of rotate it for no reason whatsoever apart from aesthetics, and then go into the Kerbal tracking station and find the target for DART, basically, for my Kerbal version of DART. This entire mission was done in stock KSP. There wasn't anything else, any shenanigans going on with that. No mods. So I genuinely managed to hit this thing traveling wicked fast. It wasn't as fast as DART. DART hit Dimorphos traveling at about 6 kilometers every second. I'm hitting whatever asteroid this is at about, what was it? I think 2.5 kilometers per second. So this is me constructing the actual DART spacecraft. Just like DART, it has an ion thruster. Even though DART didn't really end up using its ion thruster, I did. So that's being constructed here. And of course, it's just got a little bit of monopropellant for SmartNav at the end, or my version of me controlling SmartNav at the end. So just encasing that in a fairing, and then I guess skipping straight to the launch, maybe? Or maybe I kept going here for a little bit. I don't know, I think I might have constructed the entire vehicle in this time lapse. Anyway, there were a few changes. I think I forgot to add monopropellant, maybe? Or maybe that's what this is here. Yeah, okay, this is me adding the monopropellant. I did this entire mission without monopropellant, and then I just could not hit it on the final approach, which was a little embarrassing, because I really should have brought monopropellant, but then I added that there, and I flawlessly managed to nail the asteroid. So that was pretty solid, if you ask me. Moving on from that is skipping straight into the launch. I really want this to hurry up. There it is. There we go. See, it's on the launch pad. This is a bit of a quicker ascent. Not much quicker, but certainly quicker. And so it's just a very standard ascent vehicle, almost identical to the previous one. On the real DART mission, this was a Falcon 9. I watched it live. I wasn't in person there, but it was during a math class of mine, actually, where DART launched, and I watched it. It was very cool. And yeah, there is me sort of extending all the solar panels while still in the atmosphere, so it sort of acted as a giant dart and oriented itself backwards. Passing through the Kármán line, that wasn't an issue, but yeah, probably could have waited a little bit longer to extend those solar panels. Anyway, so this would be in essence the Falcon 9 upper stage that you're seeing here, and that Falcon 9 upper stage ended up putting DART on a intercept course to Didymos, and so I got a relatively close intercept using that upper stage there before switching to the Next C, I think it's called, Next C ion engine. It's called that in real life. In Kerbal Space Program, of course, I think it's called the Dawn electric propulsion system. So this is just an ejection from the Kerbin system, and then fiddling about with the maneuver node, I guess, until getting a close intercept, I guess, with the asteroid that I've chosen. Yeah, that's more or less it. And there is the final DART spacecraft being deployed from the upper stage. And now that final maneuver there will be executed using the ion engine. There you can see it firing up. And yeah, those solar panels are overkill, but they're the closest to the real ones that we have in real life. So, you know, totally worth it. This intercept, like I mentioned earlier, was going at approximately, what, 2.5 kilometers every second? Like, it is fast. It is very, very, very fast. You'll see it in just a second here when I finish doing these sort of mid-course correction burns with that ion engine. So these ion engines are absolutely terrible for thrust-to-weight ratio, but actually, you know, I learned that they're not awful, especially if you have better time warp and you can warp, you know, at pretty quick speeds. So this was sort of a very new mission for me. I don't think I'd ever used the ion engines properly before. So I just wanted to make it as faithful as possible to the actual DART mission. So that's what I picked, actually. I don't know what I'm mumbling or rambling about now. But anyway, the closest approach here is now 0.3 kilometers, so just 300 meters, so it's really just fine-tuning that down. Of course, this would have all been done, I think, autonomously on DART using OpNav, optical navigation, and that's basically what that is. So getting in really, really close to the target here, I'm about to switch into what I ended up calling SmartNav, which was just me manually controlling the RCS. So I've oriented it vertically just so that I get my controls a little bit nicer, otherwise it's a little bit janky, and then I've switched entirely over to RCS and monopropellant. So now we can just about see the asteroid coming into view, maybe? There it is, yep, you can see it being targeted on, and you can see me taking over with SmartNav and navigating it right onto the thing. So what I've done here is I'm about to slow this down, like, really, really slow. So I'm pretty sure I slow it down to, like, 10% speed once I get within like 2 kilometers or so. Yep, this is about 10% speed. So this comes in really, really quick, and you can see it growing there on your screen there. You can see it. And then during the impact right here, I slow it down even more, and you can see it just, wow, it just banged. I sort of glanced it just a little bit, but this was like try number 20, so I did not want to do it again. I hit the thing, and I was happy with that. So that's it in real time there, twice. Yeah, it's so quick. So this is the orbit before, and this is the orbit after. So it did actually change, which is really cool. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. 'Twas I, RootNegativeOne, signing out.